good afternoon, and welcome to today's news brief. We're back with Juan Caraza and more Baja Amazing. Today he's joining us from Loreto. Welcome, Juan. How are you doing?
Hi, Claudia. I'm very good. Thank you very much. In Loreto, which is a very nice place. It's kind of chilly here, so very windy in the morning and in the afternoon, but it's very special anyway.
It's a beautiful place. Getting there, driving through Sierra de la Giganta, it's a beautiful landscape. And then as you drive down, and tell us more about Loreto. I understand that's where the first mission was established by the missionaries that came over back then.
By the Jesuits, yes. It was the first colonial city in California, actually, in 1697. So it is a very special place because of that. Also, there is another mission that it's called San Javier, which is like 40 minutes away from Loreto, which is inside the Sierra, which is the second one. And also it's a very special place to visit. So if you are into culture and if you're into churches and missions and things like that, you have two of the most important missions in California, actually, which is Loreto and San Javier. Loreto is one of the nicest places in Baja, I would say. It's difficult to get there because it's pretty much in the middle of the peninsula, but there's different ways to get there. So there's direct flights from Los Angeles, from Calgary, and from Tijuana. So if you're in the US, you can drive to San Diego and then cross the border and take a plane from Tijuana, and you can get to Loreto, also from LA and from Calgary. And if you're in Baja already in Cabo, you can drive there, which is like a 6 hours drive, which is a very nice drive, actually. But also fly from La Paz. I flew from La Paz, and it's one of those very scenic flights. So and it's not very expensive. I think I paid like $70 or something like that, which is pretty fair, because it's like a tourist attraction, because pretty much you're flying on top of all the islands, and on the other side you see Sierra La Giganta. So I totally recommend that if you can fly from La Paz, and you will have a very special experience, because you will see the islands and the Sierra La Giganta from the top.
Sounds fun.
You have different places in Loreto. It's very well known for the islands. So you have different islands. You have Isla del Carmen, which is the biggest one. You have Isla Coronado. You have Isla Montserrat, and you have Isla Danzante. So it depends what do you want to do. All of them are very special. In all of them, you can snorkel, you can go to the beach, and you can do hiking, you can do kayaking, stand-up paddling. So it depends what do you want to do. Also, of course, it's going to depend on the wind and the weather and so on, but pretty much are very close by from Loreto. So you can take a panga or a boat or whatever it is that you want to take from different places in Loreto. Another place that is very special in Loreto is Sierra de la Giganta. In Sierra la Giganta, you can go to Misión San Javier, which I mentioned before, but also you can do off-roading, trekking, and different activities. So if you're into the mountains, Sierra la Giganta, it's one of those very special places in Baja. And in terms of activities, it's very well known for whale watching. Actually, it's one of the few places that you can see blue whales, which is the biggest whale in the world. So Loreto is one of those places. And also gray whales, humpback whales, orcas sometimes, like killer whales. So it is very rich in wildlife, in marine wildlife. Also, because of that, fishing is a very popular sport in Loreto. And believe it or not, I think in my experience, the nicest and most amazing golf course that I played, it's in Loreto. It's called Danzante Bay. It is unbelievably special, challenging, but also very, very beautiful. So if you're into golf, definitely you need to consider Loreto. And there is another one which is in a hotel. It's a smallest one, more like more.
It's more of a resort course, I would say.
Yes, it's a resort course. It's not as spectacular, but they have very nice holes and some bridges, and it's close to the ocean. So you have two different golf courses that you can do. Off-roading also, it's very popular over here. And one local tip, that I like to give these local tips that not a lot of people know. There is a resort in Loreto where this golf course is, and there is a very short walk. It's like a 10 minutes hiking, which is steep, but not that steep. It's not very challenging. Today I went there to see sunrise, and there was like kids and things like that. And the view on the top, it's spectacular. So if you can get there, I strongly recommend it. It's one of those $1 million views. You can see the golf course from the top, the ocean. If you go in the sunrise, the sun rising, and on the other side, you see Sierra de la Giganta with these pink colors of the sunrise, which is very, very special. Yeah. And finally, it's very famous for food, specifically for clams. So if you're in clams, I think Loreto is maybe the best place in Baja for clams. You can have them fresh, or you can have them grilled, or the specialty of Loreto is tatemadas, no? Clammed, I don't know if it's burnt, or I don't know how.
Charred clams. And
charred.
If you're not into clams, it's because you haven't had the charred clams in Loreto.
Exactly. And just looking at how they made it, it's also an experience by itself. So come to Loreto, visit Baja. It's one of those places that you can find a lot of things to do, and that's it, Claudia. Have you been there?
I have, and I love the clams. And Dansante, that golf course reminds me of Scotland. Those cliffs and the way that the greens are kind of like separated. It's just stunning, as you said. And to me, the most beautiful thing is Sierra de la Giganta always seems to have a purple, kind of pinkish hue to it. I don't know what it is, but it's just beautiful. So
yes, and at sunrise, the colors are just spectacular.
Yes, beautiful.
And it's very special because it's very high. So you have like Sierra, and you have like the ocean, which in Cabo we have Sierra de la Laguna, but it's not just in your face. And in Loreto is in your face. So that's why it feels like very, very special.
It's a big contrast, and it's beautiful. Driving, I've driven, I've never flown there, but the drive is just absolutely beautiful. So
it is
definitely
a place you're driving. After like a turn, you see this golf course and the ocean and the Giganta, and it's an aha moment.
It's like you see all these layers of landscape. It's beautiful. I love it.
Exactly.
Well,
so it's definitely worth the trip. I know it's a long trip, but if you are in LA, or if you are in San Diego in Southern California, you can get a plane here. Or if you're in Cabo or La Paz, the same. Either if you fly or if you drive, both experiences are really nice. You have good hotels, not the very fancy hotels like in Cabo, but fair enough hotels, and many things to do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Remember to just enjoy Baja and leave everything better than you found it.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Claudia. See you next week.
Catch you next week. Bye-bye.